When the Wyndham Farm and Food Network started a buying club at the Oak Grove School in Brattleboro, Michelle Brainerd bought in, big time.
When they came up with this, I was like, I signed right up for it. I went right down there and signed up. You don't have to tell me anything, just let me sign. And they've been very good to me, excellent. Working with me through whatever problem I've had, come up with, gone through, every little issue, they helped me with a lot.
Exactly, yeah.
Every other Tuesday, when Brainerd goes to get her daughter, she also picks up a box of food. For a minimum $10 buy-in, this club provides participants like Brainerd with access to local food that she would otherwise not have.
I have a hard time with transportation to be able to get farm to home food. I want to be able to contribute towards the farmers in Vermont, and my only way of doing that is through this program.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for coming over.
In and out, within 5 minutes.
For Milo Gardilsich, the convenience of the buying club is good. What's better is that he knows he's supporting his community.
I think it's great that they're taking the time out of their day to put this together and make it possible for, local families sometimes that don't get a chance to go to farmers markets and this and that, and not that we don't have the opportunities, because we do have some farmers markets in small towns like this, maybe we just don't make the time to do it. So something like this, really convenient, makes it, a great opportunity for people to access these fresh vegetables and stuff like that.
You have your bagels, you have your bread, apples.
Cross the Fence first reported on the Wyndham Farm and Food Network in 2010. At the time, the goal was to get local food into hospital and school cafeterias. As the network built relationships with food service directors and school administrators, the next step has been to establish buying clubs like this one at the Oak Grove School in order to get more local food to the families who need it most. One of the farms in the network is the Harlow Farm in Westminster.
I've been a big proponent of getting vegetables to our local kids and to improve nutrition in the schools. The whole crux of the thing is to get more local food out there. So hopefully that'll build up into, better business for me. It's a long-term investment, I guess.
Harlow helped found the network, along with Hans Estrin of the University of Vermont Extension. The goal of the network is to make sure that it's sustainable for both farmers and customers.
Any local community network is going to be dependent on the geography, the personalities involved, the density of buyers, the interest. The market is there, but it has to be kind of in the right configuration to make this fly. So it can definitely fly, but what it means is we have a model here. It's got some great points. It's reproducible, but it's got to be malleable. It's an interesting puzzle.
This is sesame everything.
The next piece of the puzzle fell into place when Estrin began working with Post Oil Solutions, a nonprofit organization in southeastern Vermont.
The current food system really relies on petroleum to grow and to move food around. And so as fuel prices rise, food prices rise. So we're really looking at building more of a local food system that can bear the brunt of such a economic issue moving forward.
Post Oil Solutions began conducting surveys with residents and learned that although the local food economy is robust, not everyone is able to take advantage of this bounty.
There are a lot of opportunities in farmers markets and co-ops where there is access to local food. A lot of it's simply not affordable to a lot of community residents. And at the same time, there's other issues of access that we found where transportation is a big issue. A farmer's market is a farmer's market. There tends to be a certain type of person that goes there. And what we heard in communicating with a lot of residents in the area, not everybody seems welcome or feels welcome at our farmers markets.
Burkfield and his colleagues believe conversations about food raise awareness.
Food is essential to building community in my mind and building those relationships, and it brings together so many people that would never communicate. And so I feel really excited about that possibility. We're not just talking about it anymore, but we're actually doing it and being able to provide a really relevant service to those families. Change takes time, but it's happening.
This is what I got.
As the buying club helps knock down social barriers, it's also building a more hardy local economy.
Think of our local economy. That's what this all comes down to. And what ultimately got me very interested in this initially was looking at economic development. And if you're talking about economic development in Vermont, in Windham County, you can't not talk about farms and local food. This is not just about education. This is also about our local economy and supporting local food producers, growers, but also food producers. So I think that's really exciting, and that's something that everyone can connect to right now, and wanting to really support our local businesses and make sure the money stays here in this community instead of going out through other large food distributors or to other large companies.
This has been gone through twice.
During pickups, Hannah Jenkins is in charge of making sure what was ordered gets delivered. In addition, she educates participants about where their food comes from and the impact of their decision to buy local.
We have local wholesale farmers, we have sources of food. What we need to figure out is how do we connect the consumer to those farms in a way that works for both the consumer and for the farm. And so this may be the first step in building or strengthening that relationship. So helping people to start looking at their food buying choices and saying, I can buy broccoli that comes from California. I also have this number of farms that are within 20 miles of me that all sell broccoli as well. And thinking about how they're going to use the power of their money to help those farms to grow, to help other farms to grow in Windham County so that we are one day hopefully able to feed ourselves. So if you realize that you have a choice as to where you're going to buy your food, that is huge, and it's very empowering. And so I think it's both educational, and it's also helping people to realize the choices that they do have.
The Windham Farm and Food Network prides itself on choice, from the farmers to the organizers to the participants. Choice is the deciding factor in how this community supports, interacts, and cares for one another.
Perfect. Perfect for us.
In Brattleboro, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.